Hello and welcome back to lesson number 4, Art Class for Beginners. In our first 3 lessons, we learned how to observe the different shades of color that make up an object that we wish to paint. And here are some of the artworks that were sent to me this past week on the tulips and flowers in general. And I wish to point out that one of these submissions that really struck me, I was amazed with the detail of the water drops on this tulip and was most curious in terms of how this was achieved. Bravo and honorable mention for this submission. And now we're going to look at pencil drawings. Why pencil? Well, because they're easy to carry and along with the sketchbook, it's completely portable. And many of the drawings I'm about to show you are ones in which I drew in museums, in art galleries. This way you can draw something every day as long as you've got your pencil and your sketchbook with you. Stacked books, metal hockey player, Vincent's chair, a vase, and of course the apple. So now it's your turn. We're going to draw an egg. And as per usual, before we draw, we need to observe. We're looking for roundness, shadows, and we also see light, medium, and dark colors, and some hues as well. So remember where the light source is coming from. On this particular egg, the light source is from the right. It casts a shadow to the left. Here we see the light hues, the medium, the dark, and the shadow. So now it's your turn. Take a seat. You can use charcoal or pencil and your paper at hand. I'm going to start with this. I've made my observations and I'm going to draw this. And one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the outline of this egg. I'm using a charcoal pencil. And you'll see one of the advantages of this is that I can actually create some shading with it using the side of the charcoal pencil. Later on, I'm going to erase these lines because I want the shadows and the light, medium, and dark shades to speak for themselves. Now you can watch as I use the medium shades to create the left-hand side of this egg. And what more appropriate object to paint as we approach Easter weekend. And once again, the advantage of using pencil is that I can also erase some of the imperfections. And note how I'm using the side edge of this charcoal piece. And soon this outline of this egg on the left-hand side will disappear because I'm using this charcoal. And here I'm using my eraser. One important activity for the budding artist to draw each and every day. In drawing in pencil, it's a process of adding and subtracting. Something that we can't necessarily do when we're using paints. Pencils are very forgiving. Incidentally, you can purchase these charcoal pencils at any art store. The harder you press, the darker the shade will be. And I also suggest that if you're going to buy these charcoal pencils that you start with extra soft or soft for starters. That way you can erase it easily. I add and I subtract. Not only can I use the eraser, I can actually use my finger, as it will also serve to spread some of the lead more evenly to give it more of a smooth finish. Now I want to reduce the thickness of the outline on the right hand side. Ah yes, and the shadow. I want to create the illusion that this egg is actually sitting on some flat surface rather than floating aimlessly. Now I think I've pretty much completed what I want to do here. I'm going to do some touch-ups, and now I'm going to show you the finished egg. I look forward to seeing what you've created. And now that this class is finished, you can complete your artwork on your own. And please do take your time. And of course, as usual, feel free to send me your artwork to my email address. And if you've enjoyed this class and would like more, please let me know, or subscribe to this channel for future videos. And as a reminder, in 2 weeks, on April the 9th, I'm going to present all of the submitted artworks, and I will host an art show, a virtual vernissage. And once again, as a reminder, I will maintain complete anonymity of the artworks. Those who have submitted their art to this show will easily recognize their art. Feel free to share it with your friends. And this is the second vernissage that I've hosted in this manner since March of 2020, when the pandemic began. So that's it for lesson number 4, Art Class for Beginners. And we'll see you next week for lesson number 5. Have a great Easter weekend.